And I have an unusual acne story to share with you today. It's about how I completely got rid of my severe acne, and how I finally enjoyed looking at myself in the mirror for the first time in my life after 13 years of suffering. How did I do it? Well, a lot of what really worked for me is stuff you probably won't read about in conventional medicine books or skincare magazines. And I bet it will work for you too. I didn't always have such clear, glowing skin. In fact, I had severe acne for many, many years. When I found out that it wasn't my fault, well, that was one of the best days of my life. I'm going to tell you my story because it is probably very similar to your own. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a gal. Anyone who struggles with their acne will relate to this story. And if you watch this entire video, which I promise you will not be on for too long, I will do more than just tell you a story. I will give you the solution I discovered and use to this very day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of most of your existing acne in the next 30 days. Angry, depressed, hopeless, envious of other people who don't have acne? Maybe you feel cursed. Maybe you feel that your self-esteem and confidence are totally gone. Or maybe you're just downright frustrated because you know there's an answer to your problem, but you just need to find it. If you're anything like me, you have probably been beating your head against the wall for years, maybe even decades, all because you cannot seem to find a real solution for your acne, a solution that will get you the lasting clear skin you long for. I started suffering from acne at the early age of 14. Similar to you, I have gone through all the hopelessness, frustration, embarrassment, pain, and even guilt that every acne sufferer experiences on a daily basis. My cheeks were covered with large, painful nodules. My nose and forehead were constantly oily and covered with red spots. I had cysts on my neck and several more on the top of my back. People who have not had these nasty, huge bumps under their skin can never understand how physically painful that can be, not to say how emotionally and mentally discouraging. I was consistently prone to unpredictable breakouts, which had a deep psychological effect on my life. I avoided social encounters as much as possible. I was secluded, felt ashamed, embarrassed, insecure, and guilty for who I was. You know the feeling. I have always felt ashamed of my appearance because of my acne, always feeling diseased and cursed because of my acne, always trying to hide my acne, covering the blemishes on my face with my hands when facing others, never taking my shirt off in public, never looking straight in the eyes when talking to someone. In fact, my acne hunted me down and destroyed my social skills as well as my self-esteem for more than 13 consecutive years. I remember the first time I really noticed a former acne sufferer with perfect glowing acne-free skin. I was 27 and went on a trip overseas when I first heard an 84-year-old man speak on a late-night radio talk show. As I recall, he was speaking of the miracles of holistic approaches to healing and of their powerful impact on the human body. The old man's name was Elisha, and he spoke in length about suffering from severe acne and digestive disorders. He also claimed that he had completely cured himself from all these afflictions simply by maintaining and incorporating the right combination of holistic protocols into his daily routines. Obviously, I was intrigued, and I consider it pure fate that on my last night abroad, I heard Elisha again, but this time he was on TV. It was a late-night broadcast on natural approaches to health and well-being. Seeing 84-year-old Elisha on that show was a real shocker. He was a tall, handsome man with an upright posture and hardly any wrinkles on his face. He was well-built, wore no eyeglasses, spoke fluently, and appeared to have a clear mind and very sharp senses. But I could never believe he had that skin. A perfect, smooth, glowing, even-toned facial skin. And when the show host asked him how come he had such perfect skin and what he had done to keep acne away, his answer struck me as very strange. Elisha never took any special anti-acne drugs or creams. He never took antibiotics and never used any facial gels, cleansers, or masks. As I got home, seeing my acne was worse than ever, I started remembering that first encounter with Elisha. And you know what I did? I blamed it all on Elisha's genetics. He was obviously born that way. That was the only answer. That's what I kept telling myself. Sure, Elisha had great genetics, that's for sure, but come on. I was lying to myself. Now, I'm an honest guy, so admitting this was very difficult. And the fact I was lying to myself didn't hit me all of a sudden. After all, I had tried everything. In my desperate search for a cure to my acne, I wanted to know everything there was to know about acne and how to prevent it. I've been absolutely consumed by this quest. So I started studying, and hard. I bought every book on dermatology, skin disorders, hormonal production, detoxing, dieting, and nutrition that I could get my hands on. I used to spend hours at the library swallowing stacks of books, journals, and magazines, reading every word. I have literally read dozens of medicine books from cover to cover, but I didn't just read. I interviewed countless of other acne sufferers and endlessly picked the brains of every doctor, herbalist, homeopath, and naturopath, kind enough to lend me minutes of their time, only to find a solution to my severe acne. Over the years, I have spent a small fortune trying every type of product and treatment you can think of. I've been on tetracycline, doxycycline, and monocycline, vitamin B5, retin-A, benzoyl peroxide, used AHA cleansers, and used more prescription medications and over-the-counters than I can remember. Yet, despite years of focused effort, giving my acne quest all of my heart and soul, I still suffered from severe acne. So I stopped applying these so-called acne treatments completely. What was the point? At best, these treatments worked short-term, causing myriad of side effects and cost a small fortune. There were many times when I honestly felt I would never get rid of it. I began to believe that my acne was an essential part of my life, like the color of my eyes or my height. In essence, I was a prisoner in my own body. My mind wanted something I believed my body could never give me. I remember talking to myself, "Give up, let it go. Every man has got his cross to bear, and yours is acne. Stop fighting and accept it." Maybe this sounds like someone you know.